social media didn't exist when I was growing up. Like I didn't even have a cell phone, right? When I started. So all of this new stuff, and it came really, really fast. But then when you start looking at medicine and healthcare, it suddenly feels really, really slow for when you're a patient. And then, but you read, like you're talking about the artificial kidney, like you go online and you read about these great, new discoveries, and they're doing this and that. And you end up with this sense of like, am I missing something? Right?
Is it
like
another world? Yeah. Like, is it just happening, but not here in this world?
Not here in this world. And so part of what happens here, and I think this is a piece that most people don't realize, the path from like a new idea in healthcare to when it's like in everyday use is like a really long process. And it's long for good reasons and for some reasons that are challenges to overcome. It's good because, when we go and get care, we want to know that it works, right? And that it's safe.
Right. So that is one big element. It's like, and maybe at some point we'll talk about it in a more exciting fashion. Why do we know it's safe? How can we say it's safe? And all the, very exhaustive, time and things that happen to make sure that people pertaining exactly like you, if you're going to get this treatment for your thing, do we have 100 other people like you for your disease process that experience this? And what is that? So that's one part of it. And then what's the other part?
The other part is we want to make sure that it is really going to work. Like it's going to be safe and it's got to be effective. So there's the time part. The not so great part about it, right, is that we require like a very high level of evidence and proof, right, which is good, but it's hard to do. So the numbers are difficult. Let me give you a good example. So we just saw an amazing miracle with vaccines for the pandemic, right?
Right.
This is technology, frankly, that was being developed for cancer care in some ways and has been in that space for a while. And suddenly there was COVID, and we mobilized clinical trials and thousands of people in those clinical trials. And, within a very short period of time, within like a year, we have vaccines. That blew people's minds. When we started on that project, everybody was like, that'll never happen. It's not going to pan out. But it did. And it moved really fast. It was incredible, but it has some characteristics, right? Everybody was getting basically the same disease. Like I know there's different variants, right? But everybody was getting the same thing. And then we were testing. We had a lot of different things we were going to test, but there were so many people getting that same disease at the same time. And I mean, this as an oncologist, when people get cancer, it's like everybody's own individual disease, right? Like every single person is different. So it isn't one disease. We group them together, group cancer together in a certain, whatever organ it started in, but it actually could be as individual as you and I are different. So how do you do that? And then it's not like we have even 10 things or something. There are, I think last time I looked, over 1,000 different new technologies in development in cancer today. And there's already 1,000 that already exist. And we know that we don't use them one at a time, right? We use them in combinations with each other and in different orders. And so that problem of like, how do you test all those different things that's where things like AI and search, and I think that's going to really change the world here.
You've made it through this video and I am super stoked. Hopefully you feel a lot more knowledgeable and even somewhat comfortable about the crazy world of cancer. If you did, like, comment, but especially just share, if nothing else, to get this information out so that hopefully people are less intimidated by something that's as scary as cancer would be a big win. And we look forward to seeing you here next time.